Good morning, Robert Scribbler filming south and east from Jeanette's Pier for the OBX wave report on this Friday, August the 18th, the 261st week of the Fridays for Future movement, and we've got beautiful 2 to 3 foot waves coming in off the North Atlantic. A nice swell, just a gorgeous swell this morning with some westerly and northwesterly winds and glassy conditions, beautiful sunlight streaming down, and good sets forming on the sandbar. Just a nice day to get out in the water today. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be out there with you guys. I got to go on travel, but I thought I'd stop by and give you guys a visual of the beautiful swells coming in here at Jeanette's Pier. All right, so let's get down to some of the local conditions right now. Waves at Nag's Head in the 2 to 3 foot range. Some pretty clean conditions, as you can see. A paddleboard here dropping in on a nice leisurely swell. Kind of reminds me of Big Island of Hawaii kind of swell on the sandbar here at Jeanette's Pier. Just nice long lines. This guy getting all the way into shore. South-southeast swell at 3.1 foot in 7 seconds. Might be spaced out a little bit more than that at this point. Southwesterly winds in the 10 mile per hour range. Getting a little bit more light and gentle right now, not too blown out, which is allowing that swell to come in. We've got 81 degree air temperatures, 72 degree ocean water temperatures. And heading on down south to Rodanthe, we've got 2 to 3 foot waves, clean conditions. South swell at 3.9 foot and 8 seconds. Southerly winds in the range of about 10 miles per hour. 81 degree air temperatures and ocean water temperatures at 82. And heading on further down south to Buxton, we've got 3 foot waves and clean conditions. South swell at 5.4 feet. So nice big swell down there at Buxton, and 8 seconds with that 5.4 foot swell. Wow, look at this set coming in. Nice. West-southwesterly winds at 15 miles per hour. Air temperature 79 degrees. Ocean water temperatures all the way up to 83 degrees. And last of all at Frisco being the big wave spot today for the Outer Banks at 3 to 5 foot waves. All right, so let's talk tropics. The tropics are really starting to heat up here in the Atlantic Ocean. We've got 4 tropical disturbances being tracked by the Hurricane Center, National Hurricane Center in Miami. The first one, the one most likely to develop over the shortest period of time, is in the eastern tropical Atlantic, now heading off of Africa, getting that classic comma shape to it, and now with a 60% chance of developing over the next few days and a 70% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone over the next 7 days. The second tropical system, tropical disturbance, is in the central tropical Atlantic. This one with a 40% chance of developing over the next 7 days. We have a third tropical disturbance, which is about 450 miles to the east, southeast of the Lesser Antilles, with a 30% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone over the next 7 days. And last of all, we have a tropical disturbance in the Caribbean Sea north of Hispaniola. This one with a 30% chance of developing over the next 7 days. I've got an asterisk beside this tropical disturbance because typically with El Nino, we do have wind shear that tends to dominate in the Caribbean Sea, but right now the wind shear is really not showing up. We're going to keep an eye on this disturbance to see if it does develop in the Caribbean and indicate that the usual El Nino influence may be getting hampered by those record warm ocean water temperatures, which may be hampering the wind shear that typically develops. If that's occurring, then we might have a likelihood for more tropical cyclones in the Atlantic this hurricane season. And some of the hurricane monitors are indicating that we might have a very busy hurricane season for this year. Already for this year, we're ahead of schedule with 5 tropical cyclones having developed so far since the start of the year. All right, so I do talk about advocating for clean energy deployment as a way of fighting the climate crisis. And today is a landmark day. This marks the 5th year of the Fridays for Future movement, the youth climate movement. And the youth climate movement did recently score a major victory in Montana by getting a judge to declare the state funding of fossil fuels unconstitutional now that clean energy is a viable alternative. And so I just like for this Wave Report on this Fridays for Future to ask you guys to support your youth climate activists, to put your weight and your voices behind the climate movement, to mass deploy clean energy, and also to do everything you can to help speed the deployment of clean energy being wind, water, solar, and electric vehicles, as well as the batteries and the electrification and the efficiency, which will help to spread the reach of that clean energy. Clean energy will help defend our beautiful coastlines from the impacts of climate change driven by fossil fuel burning. Those impacts mainly for the coastlines being rising sea levels, more intense storms, ocean heat waves that harm our ocean, and ocean acidification, but also recently, as we've seen in Lahaina, other impacts such as those driven by climate crisis enhanced wildfires. All right, so thank you for joining me for this session of the OBX Wave Report. And I hope you guys get in the water and enjoy it. I will be back with you guys shortly.